How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. Ended up closing today at $3.07. So it's holding up the $3 level. So this is very bullish, and we'll talk about it further in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.07, no change whatsoever. And then when we take a look at the range on the day, on the low it tested $2.87, and then on the high testing $3.23. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 44.057 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is 27.873 million shares. So we did have above average volume, and the fact that we still held on to the $3 level is a good look. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 60.37. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, we're also below the 100-day, but we do have strength holding up above the 50-day and as well as the 21-day EMA. So what we can see here, and I pointed this out from yesterday, BBIG does have a gap to fill to the downside, which is right here around 257, but it was able to actually show a higher low on the day. So this is one thing we want to keep an eye on. So going into tomorrow, I'd want to see us being able to hold up support above 287. So most preferably, if we could hold support at 290, that is definitely a good look for the stock, because I feel if we can hold 290, then we can look forward to getting past the high today at 323 and have a possible move going to around 344. So that is something that you want to add to your homework. If we do not end up reaching these levels, like I stated previously, you want to see if $3 can hold up. If it doesn't hold up and we have below average volume and there's a lot of selling pressure, we will fill this gap to the downside. But like I said previously, if we stay above this 21-day EMA, which is at 260, that is not a bad look either. So it will be very interesting to see how BBIG performs going into tomorrow, but keep an eye on that volume and look for strength inside of the tech sector. If it continues to move up, then you could see BBIG following along with it. Let's go on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for BBIG. So for the off exchange short volume ratio, it is at 57.30%, and then for the off exchange short volume, it is just over 27.17 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 350,000, updated 2 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 10.91%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 18th, it was at 56.14, and then for the close of the 21st being at 57.30. So what this shows us right away, BBIG does continue to have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we see on the inflow, it is at 22 million. And then on the outflow, it's at 26.64 million. And then when we take a look at this breakdown, what I want to explain to you guys, as far as for the large, the medium, and the small scale orders, it all adds up to the total number for the inflow. That's why I say everything is in the millions, and the same thing goes for the outflow. So let's get into it. So on the large, it was 0.20 million. On the medium, it was 15.65. On the small, it was 6.15. And then when we take a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 0.42. On the medium, it was 19.83. And then on the small, it was 6.39. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for the close of today of March 22nd, it was a negative outflow of 0.22 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, it represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying, which gives us an overall outflow day. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 23.76%. So this is up there for a stock like BBIG, but we also have to understand it does come with a lot of volatility. There's a lot of traders that are going to be showing interest, especially when we start hitting certain numbers in volume. I talk about this inside of the technicals, but one thing that we want to see as this week progresses is more of that buying pressure. So let's get into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, when it comes to the price action, the breakout level you want to look for is price action above $3.23, which was the high of the day. If we end up getting a breakout above this level, then I'm looking forward to seeing if we can get into the $3.60 range. Now, we also have to be aware there is a gap that needs to be filled to the downside, which is around $2.58. I'm not saying that it's going to get filled in for tomorrow, but what I'm saying is you want to pay attention to that. And what we need to see from BBIG is it continuing to hold up $3. If we could show support at $3, this gives us a higher low. And in a technical sense, this is great for the stock. If it ends up breaking through that $3 level, because it did test a low of $2.87, then I'd want to see if we could at least just hold up around $2.90, because that will continue to help us look bullish as well. So let's look for support at $2.90 and as well as $3. So that is the most ideal scenario, because if those areas break, we will fill in that gap to the downside. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So this is why you want to keep this play on your watch list, and when that buying volume is coming in, that's why this stock can move very well. But knowing all of the risk and the rewards that are inside of this play, since we discussed it, I want you to come up with a strategy that is right for you. You want to know what your entry is going to be, what's your exit going to be, and what's going to be that risk management. What's going to be your stop loss? This is very crucial before you jump into this play. We know BBIG is well known for having big spikes and then selling off afterwards. So that's why you want to make sure you protect yourself. You want to keep your trade green and not let it go red on you. You don't need to be riding the elevator whatsoever. But please keep an eye on the market conditions, because if the tech sector does continue to look strong, I'm looking forward to seeing what BBIG can do further. So I'll continue to keep you guys updated. I hope you enjoyed this video and we'll be talking real soon.